Ahmed Hassanein expected to miss some time. Dan Campbell categorized as a while. We've seen a whiles mean nothing. We've seen a whiles mean something. This feels like a something because he was point blank asked by our guy John Macaroon, is he coming back this season? And Dan Campbell said, we don't know yet.
Yeah, they said that he's going to miss an extended period of time with a pectoral injury. They don't know if he's done for the season yet, but with the way they're talking about it, this is me speculating. Sounds like he tore his pec, because that is something we've seen last a very long time. You saw what happened with Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. When he did it, he tore his pec like week 3 or something like that, whenever it was. You got him back for the playoffs. With Ahmed, so hopefully he can be back for the playoffs. But with him, he's a rookie. At that point, if he was going to be even a factor in the playoffs, you would have wanted him to have minutes and snaps and experience by then, to not be just throwing him into the start of his NFL season in a playoff race or in a playoff game. So that sucks. It sounds like the rookie out of Boise State is going to miss some serious time here with this injury. It sucks for him. It sucks for the team. Obviously, he was showing some good signs in the preseason, and with his, the way he plays, his attitude, his ability, he was getting some looks for the Lions defense, but fortunately his career is going to start off with an injury.
Yeah, I think the most unfortunate part about it, there's multiple reasons, right? But I think it's just the type of prospect he was coming into the NFL. There's a lot more of a developmental piece than someone who's ready to plug and play right away. There's a lot more meat on the bone to be there. So this is such a crucial first season for him, and now it feels like he's robbed of that, and it just kind of sucks because he's everything you want in a prospect in terms of the mentality. Obviously the size is there too. I don't know, man. I feel like he's working his way and making a little bit of a rotation towards the end of the year. I won't say that he was going to be in the rotation at the beginning of the season. I think there's definitely still some stuff they wanted to see out of him as a pass rusher, but I don't know. It just sucks because he was a developmental piece. He's going to miss a lot of that time.
Yeah, and we look at this, and obviously, when we talked about Ahmed at first, when we talked about his rookie year expectations, I believe we all said 2.5, 3 sacks. Maybe that would be something you could see from him. So it's not like you expected him to go out there and be the starting edge opposite of Aiden Hutchinson, or be a guy that's going to be second on this team in sacks or anything like that. So it's not super hurtful for the defense, but he could have been a piece in a room that you already have some question marks in. And the biggest thing, like you said, is the development. You wanted him to go out there and to get snaps. You wanted him to start his rookie year off without any hiccups. So hopefully eventually he could be a force on this team. But unfortunately, that's not going to happen.
It's a promising rookie, and this is the worst thing that can happen to a rookie is he misses out on his first season. In my opinion, that's the most important year for development. And even if he is slated to come back for playoffs or a little bit before that, Lions aren't going to be playing him that much in the tail end of the season. There's too much on the line, and guys are already being developed and proving themselves at that point. So I doubt we'll see him play barely any snaps this year.
Yeah, even some of the people I know from the inside, it's probably more likely he was going to be like a Broderick Martin, where some week he may be active, some weeks he's probably going to be in the jumpsuit in the sideline cheering the guys on, but it's to the practice reps you get, and especially going against guys like Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, guys that I would consider amongst probably the best tackle pairing in the National Football League, maybe outside of what they got going on in Philly. Yeah, probably the second best pairing in the National Football League. And I guess the good part is he did get a couple weeks of camp, and there is Aiden Hutchinson there too, where Hutch lost time last year. It was only his second year or third year, and you can say he lost a little bit of development time there too. I know different prospects. I completely understand that, but now you saw him come back better, and I think that's a good sign for Ahmed Hassanein not to completely just throw this year away. You can get hurt and come back better in some instances if you're practicing the right things or just focus on things that were working for you in that time, because he's had a taste of it now. You know what I'm saying? It may have been preseason ball, and may against some second-string guys, third-string guys, but he's still got a taste of what it is to play in the National Football League, and he has an idea of some of the stuff that was working for him. And I guess I'm just being hopeful.
And Burn with a super chat in the Woodward Sports chat. He says, could be good. I'm being hyper optimistic now. He has time to sit back and learn, put on some size, and his leg didn't break, bro. He could still work on speed. I'm not going to say that this is a good thing at all. No. The most important thing for Ahmed Hassanein this year, or the best thing for him, would be to get snaps in the National Football League. So the less opportunity he has to do that, the worse it is for his development. So I don't think there's any way to spin this other than it's bad for him, and it's a knock on the, a little bit on the team. And it's not like knock on the team like it's their fault. It just affects the team in a negative way. But
shout out to Caseville Country Boy, the super chat. He says, Chris Spielman tore his pec and played the whole rest of the season and had 118 tackles. Tell this rookie to stop being a wuss.
Okay, dude. You look at what...
Different time.
Yeah.
I think they definitely shot him up, tore it all back then. And
that's never going to happen for the NFL.
He's also playing on the line where, like, the first point of impact is, like, your chest.
Yeah.
I think you're using your chest. Yeah. I mean, I don't want to discredit linebackers. I think you're using your chest. Like, that's...
Doctors would get fired for putting Chris Spielman back into the game with a torn pec. Like, that's not going to happen anymore. This isn't the 80s.
Yeah, on the line, man. I think that's going to be a lot more prone to re-injure or worse than...
Shotgun guy, take your pants off.
I mean, you're literally fighting 300-pound men.
You look at what we saw in this preseason of guys that need to step up now.
That's a crazy
in
comment.
his absence. Al-Qadim Muhammad made a couple plays where he was running down ball carriers. We saw Ukwu and Agud combined on a couple sacks in the back, or in the beginning of the preseason game last week. Zadarius Smith, that is an easy solution to anything that you're questioning with the defensive line rotation.
Dan Campbell was asked, and he said no. Any corresponding moves? He didn't say no. He said most likely not.
Yeah.
Probably not.
I mean, I still think that Zadarius Smith was going to happen regardless of Ahmed Hassanein's health. When you look at the way, Brad Holmes talked about wanting him back, and then the stuff was there and things are happening. But now you just want to see that happen sooner. Because
I was going to say, my main takeaway from this is you absolutely have to go out there and grab somebody now. Whether it's Zadarius Smith or Matthew Judon, I mean, you need somebody to fill that gap and just fill out your roster a little bit more. He was supposed to, like we said, get 3 sacks, be a good rookie for us. And, I don't want to have another season where everybody's just getting injured and we have no solution.
Yeah.
Chris, what are you about to say?
I was about to say that kind of what Byrne went with his super chat, in that I'm not saying by any means this is positive, but the one way to look at it is that this guy was a guy that came into the NFL with very little experience, still learning the game. And so, yes, reps are more valuable than anything he can learn on the sideline. But I still think the work ethic this guy has shown, plus the fact that this guy, we know him as inquisitive. He's always asking Panay. He's always asking Hutch all these questions to the point of annoyance. And being that raw in the game, there's still something to learn. Like, this is still going to be a more productive season than had he stayed another year in college or any other alternative. So to me, it's like, yes, he's not playing, and yes, that is slowing his development. But I still do think that there's going to be some takeaway just because he was such a raw prospect that he still can get some value out of the sidelines. And I know that's a positive glass half full spin of it. I'm not saying that that's more valuable than him being healthy and on the field and getting reps.
I think the only glass half full spin of it that you can have is that it happened before the season started. So you look at this team is still, like, the roster is not completed yet. There are still things that they need to do and decisions they need to make. And, yeah, does it suck losing now a second guy that you expected to at least get snaps on that defensive line when you look at Levi Onwuzurike done for the year, and now Ahmed Hassanein going to miss some extended time with his pectoral injury? Yeah, that sucks. But now you know that is a box that you're going to have to fill with probably one of these other guys that is on this roster.
Yeah. And that's what I want to ask you guys real quick, because you guys kind of alluded to it. Like, are you now looking at, we talked about Zadarius bringing him back, but are you looking at Zadarius plus some type of depth piece beyond that? Like, where are you looking at with the defensive line room?
I think you can fill the role Ahmed Hassanein would have had on this team this year with guys that are already here. When you look at Ukwu or Agud or Pat O'Connor or guys like that, I think you can get similar production that you would have gotten out of Ahmed Hassanein with those guys. That being said, I still wanted you to get Zadarius before any of this happened. So, yeah, I think you should still make sure you make a point in signing Zadarius Smith.
So still one guy, not two for you, right?
Yeah, I think as much as it sucks with Ahmed Hassanein for him and for his development as a player and a guy that hopefully eventually can be something on this defensive line. I believe you can replace his production or what you would have gotten out of him in the terms of production this year from guys that are already in Allen Park.
Okay. So easy. Move Goff to edge. He's not getting it done at
quarterback. There you
go. Try him out at DN.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know that. Like I said, from the people I've talked to, like inside, like it wasn't necessarily a sure thing that he was going to be like active on game day. So I don't think it's a necessarily like a huge loss to the team. It's just a huge loss for him and his developmental piece and like what he could have been. But yeah, I've been on the train to bring Za'Darius back ever since they let him go. I wouldn't be mad if you want to throw an extra piece with that, but for damn sure, please, for the love of God, bring Za'Darius Smith on this team.
Yeah, because if you bring in Za'Darius Smith, then you got to think. Obviously, you've got Aiden Hutchinson, but then you'll have Marcus Davenport, Za'Darius Smith, Al-Quadin Muhammad, and then you look at guys like Pat O'Connor who can rotate inside and play outside. You look at Agood and Ukwu and guys that will be the, fourth or fifth defensive end on this team. So then it's not as much of a need once you bring back Za'Darius. But if you're looking for one of those guys to be the third or fourth, then it's kind of a different story.
Yeah, right now, Hutch, Davenport, Muhammad, O'Connor can go bouncing in and out, and that's kind of like the only
and you have you'll have Pascal coming back too, hopefully sooner rather than later.
Which Dan Campbell made it sound like he'd be back week one-ish.
Really? Okay.
At the beginning of camp, I mean, that's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
Maybe he did just mean practice, though. That
because they said once he gets back, he'll take a little while to get back into the swing of things. So I would expect him back maybe week 3 or 4.
You got to sign somebody. And, of course, right on cue, we lose a guy and we need some guys. We let a guy go named James Houston who's been tearing it up.
For who?
Cowboys.
Cowboys,
yeah. Tearing it up
preseason.
The Ravens, and he had a good game against the Rams.
Shitting all over the competition.
Yeah, I'm not worried about
shitting on the competition. I mean, I'm not going to discount James Houston. He's pretty fucking good when he was. He just didn't fit our scheme.
He didn't fit the Ravens either. Like he went to the Ravens, right?
Browns.
Browns went to the Browns. Didn't do anything.
But I mean, we're not really looking at the Browns as the gold standard of
which is
making
why
good moves.
Yeah, I mean, but
I thought
the gold standard of having players.
He played
so you
okay
expect
for
him
the
to
Lions,
get some run there.
I feel like
he had very good for the Lions. I'm not trying to discount. Don't discount James.
His rookie year, he had 8 sacks, and then that was it.
Yeah,
he just never really got the extra. He got hurt, and then obviously
shit his pants.
Go. Yeah. Did he have any other sacks after he came back?
I think he might have had like one
or two. Yeah. He could play. I'm not telling you he can't play. He didn't fit the system. He couldn't he couldn't defend the run the way they wanted him to.
Yeah, he had 1 sack in 2024. In 2023, he had 0. But then 2022, his rookie year, he had 8.
Yeah. So he's still cashing that 1 sack and again limited situation. I don't know, man.
If he doesn't have a five sack season this year, he's probably.
He had 11 games played in 2024, and he had 1 sack.
Yeah, that sucks. Well, I mean, again. I trust these guys, and I understand they have a philosophy when it comes to that defensive front, and they want guys to stop the run. That's the most important thing to them is stopping the run. You got to earn the right to rush the passer. That's the words they use.
Caseville Country Boy in the Woodward Sports Chat says, I'd rather re-sign James Houston than Za'Darius Smith. Why? Well, I'll wait for you to respond because I know there's a delay, but please tell me why.
I mean, you can't even re-sign him now because he's a Dallas Cowboy.